everyone, this is Jackie Williams, and in this video I want to share with you a few more tips for using your Simply Scored scoring tool. Now, in a few of my previous videos I've shared with you this faux tile technique and also how to use your scoring board to make custom sized envelopes without any measuring. And I will put the link for these below this video if you haven't seen them already. First, let's just quickly look at the scoring board. So it doesn't all fit under my camera, but it is a full more than 12 inches across and down. And you can see that there are little groove marks every 1/8 of an inch. And the scoring board also comes with 3 place markers, so you can just find the place marker quickly without having to look at the ruler every time when you're doing multiples of something. I've also found it helpful to have at least one of the grooves have a black line through it. That way, if you are measuring something, perhaps like on a diagonal, just as an example, where you can't really tell where you are, which line you're using, it's helpful to just have one of them marked so that you can just follow that black line from top to bottom. It also comes with a stylus that has 2 ends to it and then a handy place to store your stylus. I would also like to point out that the scoring board also has an optional metric insert. I personally don't use metric, but for those who do, it is quite useful to have, or for those who use both ways. Now, other than scoring your card bases in half or using the scoring board to score fun fold cards, I also use my scoring board quite a lot for making bags and boxes. So I've recently made a lot of bags for my extravaganza events, and I just wanted to share with you that template. Basically, what I'm going to do is score at 2 inches on 3 sides. Now, there's a more efficient way to score this, but just so it's clear. So I've got score lines 2 inches on 3 sides, and then across the top, the unscored side, I'm going to score at 1.5, so just slightly different. Now, of course, all these measurements can be adjustable. It just changes the size of your bag. Now, I've got my 1.5 at the top, so I found it's easiest to go ahead and fold that down. Now, I'm using a 12-inch piece of cards of designer series papers. Of course, you can start with a different size of paper, and that will give you a different finished size of your bag. Then, where these 2-inch score lines intersect down here, we just want to cut from the intersection down to the bottom. And then we're just going to go through and crease all of those score lines. And then basically we will just adhere these 2 little tabs to the bottom, and we have created 1/2 of a box. So you would do that 2 times, and then basically I just put adhesive on the inside sides of the first box and then just inserted this one into the second. And then you could punch holes at the top and string through ribbon, and you have yourself a very cute bag. It's a great way to use or to show off the printed papers as well. Another way you can use your Simply Scored scoring tool is to create a crimped effect. So I've created here a little kind of an open-ended envelope, so I've got it closed at the bottom. Now, I remember the days when crimping and having crimpers was quite the thing, but we don't have a crimper anymore, and I haven't seen one for a long time. So what you can do is just use your Simply Scored scoring board and just score every 1/8 of an inch 3 or 4 times to get that fun crimped effect. And this is my finished project. I have got a large chocolate bar inside of here, and I have you can see the crimped edge at the end just to give it a fun finish. And I have used the new Trucking Along bundle here for a cute Father's Day or birthday gift. And then the last way I want to share with you, now these are certainly not the only ways you can use the scoring board, but these are just some fun ways that I often use it is use it to give some dimension to your projects or your card fronts without adding more layers. So for example, on this card front that I've started, I'm just going to score it about every 1/8 of an inch on 4 sides. And this is just going to give my stamped image a really nice framed effect without adding any more layers or cost or any major steps to the project. And here is the finished card with that bit of scoring around the 4 edges. Here are a few other samples of the scoring, but just done in different ways. So this is where I haven't scored it around the edges of the card, but rather just made a frame around the image itself and left some white space. So that's a way to also make the white space feel less vast, perhaps, just to add that nice frame there. And then for this one here, I just added the score lines underneath the truck. I have a few other samples. This is one from a few years ago. Again, I've just scored around the edges there and otherwise kept it one layer other than the glitter paper sitting underneath. And then in this sample, using the Bright and Beautiful dies, I have double scored around the edges to give it a double frame sort of a look. And then on this one, using the Fresh as a Daisy, I have just scored around that masked and inked area to just frame that up a little bit further while all keeping that whole piece just one layer. I hope that gives you a few more ideas and inspiration for using your Simply Scored scoring board. Please check the links below for my other videos using this fantastic tool. Leave me a comment, share this video if you found it helpful, and of course subscribe, and I'll see you next video. This is Jackie Williams. Bye-bye.